Hold on one second. We about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we doing over here, baby. Let's go. What's up, guys? James Williams, Dark Waters, and I'm back. And I'm going to ask you guys to hit the like button because I keep getting ratioed. Because I'll get one video where people hit the like button, then people just forget to hit the freaking like button. And it's insane that people can't seem to remember to hit the like button on this channel. They just like, oh, they're just whatever. Between that and between YouTube getting upset about the content that I'm creating and putting my actual account in YouTube jail, over the past 24 hours, I'm pretty sure they tried to demonetize me, but there was nothing that they could find to demonetize me. So they put me in YouTube jail to where I couldn't watch videos on my own YouTube channel. Forget about that too. I will just say this. I'm going to double down. I did a video where I explained to you guys, and whether you want to learn it or not is up to you. If you want to make sure it gets out there, you hit the like button. I'm going to do 10 more videos. I'm going to watch how the like buttons hit. And then I'm going to make a decision on how I'm going to handle content creation moving forward, because it's just one of those things, man. If you can't hit the button to help the dude out that's giving you good content, then I got to take it that you guys don't believe this is good content. I got to accept the reality of what it is. I did a video I was explaining to you that these people who are Muslims are a part of the Marine Kingdom. And it was a very mature level video for people to understand. That's why I call them the Children of Atlantis. And I showed you the region that they come from is the region where Atlantis was and is. The Marine Kingdom wants to invade bloodlines. And so you'll understand this. God made man and woman in his image, male and female. And the woman is a gate. So if you're a woman watching this video, you are a gate to your bloodline. The man holds a scepter in the bloodline. So sons hold scepters, daughters are gates, right? The reason why daughters are gates is because daughters can conceive, and then there's a mixing of bloodlines, and that's how someone gets into your bloodline. So if you want to conquer a people, a Christian nation, the reason why you go into their wives, into their daughters, is so you go into that bloodline and you bring that spirit that comes through with conception into that bloodline. The same thing. If you ever study videos about the Marine Kingdom, they'll talk about how people who have problems with yin, 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 their sperm is taken into the Marine Kingdom, and their sperm is taken to give birth and bring forth men and women and children that are the Marine Kingdom. Heavy stuff. That if you actually study true spiritual warfare, you understand these things. So why is the target the women and children when these people come into nations? Why in Sweden and Germany and France, there's a rape epidemic? Because that's the way you corrupt a bloodline. That's the way you infiltrate a bloodline. And not only is it defiling the gate, traumatizing the gate, but if that woman has that child or conceives a child, now that woman and you have mixed into that bloodline. So the minimum is you're traumatizing the woman and defiling her. Now, according to their religion, that they can rape a woman, this is Sharia law, they can rape a woman, and that woman is considered a whore and they can kill her. Juxtaposition, the Bible tells us, husbands, honor thy wives, wives, obey your husbands, and treat her as she's the weaker vessel. And when you really go into the scripture, you understand what it means. And the Bible tells that the wife, she should call her husband her Lord, which means that he's the Lord over her. I mean, he's supposed to provide everything for her, look out for her and her only. Her and her only. And the whole combination of the cohesion of the household is so that your prayers won't be inhibited or affected in any negative way. Feminism has gotten to the point where feminism tells women, oh, you know, I don't like the word obey. I'm not going to obey anybody. Then the woman's wondering why her life is screwed. I don't believe in obeying. Okay, your life is going to be screwed. And the man who's married to you, you just screwed his life too because you're a rebellious woman. Basically, your ass is a witch in the household with him. Then we get into the Jezebel spirit, which is a water spirit. You get into all the rest of this. But I want you guys to understand that, ladies, you are gates. The womb is a gate. And that's why it's under attack. That's why it's under attack in so many different ways. We can go through 2 ways that the womb, the female gate, is under attack. The most obvious way that the female gate is under attack is through transgenderism. We'll go through some other ways. But we'll start with this perverted, backwards mentality that we brought into these nations based upon Sharia law that says you can have sex with an underage kid. Here's a guy who got busted.
All right, listen.
You want anything?
Listen to me. What's your name?
Talib.
Talib.
Yes, sir.
You're here to meet a 12-year-old child
You?
to potentially rape a 12-year-old child.
What, sir?
You know what rape is?
No, sir, I don't know.
You don't know what rape is?
No.
What was you going to do with this 12-year-old? Look at me.
Yes, sir.
What's the legal age of consent in the UK?
No, I'm new here, sir.
You're new here.
10 days ago I came, sir.
You came here 10 days ago.
I can show you my flight tickets.
10 days
sir.
ago.
I can show you my flight tickets even, sir.
Wait, no, you come here 10 days ago,
Yes,
yeah?
sir. I'm here to earn, sir.
You're here for what?
Earn and learn, sir.
You're here to learn?
Learn.
Learn what? About 12-year-old girls?
Biotechnology.
To learn about 12-year-old girls?
Sir, that is my mistake, sir.
No, that's not a mistake. A mistake's going into the shop and not paying for a drink.
Okay.
That's a mistake.
It's a big mistake, sir.
A mistake's trying to get on the bus and not pay.
Okay.
That's a mistake.
If I will repeat, you can do whatever you want, sir.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do, yeah?
Yeah.
You're sorry, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Tell the police you're sorry when they come.
Okay, sir.
Okay?
I won't repeat.
And then hopefully they might let you go. Yeah?
Okay, sir.
Alright?
Yes, sir. Sir, my phone.
Huh?
I don't have any.
Yeah, look, more people's gathering. You just remain calm and be good.
My phone is not there with me.
No.
I can't
My colleague's got your phone. You got it? She's got your phone. When the police come, she's gonna give them the phone.
Okay,
Because all the evidence is here. Now, how many other girls are you speaking to?
2 girls, sir.
You're speaking to 2 girls?
Yes, sir. Sir, my card and phone.
She's got your phone?
My card, someone take
In
my
your
card.
wallet, which is in your pocket.
No, it's my. Someone took my card from my pocket. Yeah, check this pocket. Someone
No, the
No,
police,
the police
will
are here.
check your
The
pocket.
police are here.
We are not. No,
took my
listen.
card.
The police
Look, your
will
card
check
is in
your
the top
pocket.
pocket here.
No, I kept my card over in this
Yes, the
pocket.
police
You're
will
not
check
listening.
your pockets.
Everything is in there. Your Oyster card and there's what, a black card?
Yes, black card.
Yes, it's in here. Look, listen. Everything's here. Don't worry about anything.
Guys,
Hello.
so what's happened with him?
Right, so he's here to meet a 12-year-old child.
Of course, YouTube will have a problem with me playing this video of a guy that's there to meet a 12-year-old child. Because they'd be like, oh, that's inappropriate for you to show. But it's not inappropriate for them to do. So him targeting that child is him targeting the gate of that family. And you need to understand it's a spirit that's doing it. I've had people who I've spoken to when I operated under dark waters as the storyteller, where I would take live phone calls from people. They would call me on my phone. I would talk to them. I talked to a number of young women or women who had been molested when they were young. Every last one of those women had major issues, and many of them ended up being extremely demonized. Even if it wasn't demonization that they were going through, they had all this supernatural paranormal activity that followed them. Some of them had converted to witchcraft. And I'm talking about, I talked to thousands of people. That's how I know so much about spiritual warfare, because I was ignorant enough to just talk to anybody. And all people aren't good people. Sorry. When people find out you're a Christian, there's people who are your enemy who want to get close to you so they can actually curse you because they take you up as their assignment. And they go to Satan. Satan, I will destroy him for you, my Lord. He shall die. And I'm just like, la, 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 being nice to people. Then it dawned on me. Some of these people is evil. And then you learn how to deal with evil. And then you deal with evil expeditiously. Watch this. The young lady is the gate. Your daughter is your gate. I don't have daughters, but if I had a daughter, my daughter would be the gate to my bloodline. That's how it works. That's why women are the target. That's why when you look across the entirety of society, women are under assault from every angle. Feminism, transgenderism, sexual assault, TVs, movies, perversion, everything, because it's the gate. Everything is rushing through that gate. And if you can get the mind gate to open, then you can get the other gate, the lower gate, to open. Are we all on the same page right now? We all on the same page? We're talking about the woman and her being a gate. This is not the first time I had this conversation. Now, let's go and look at the attacks on the gate. Matter of fact, let me go find somebody to explain a woman being a gate and a daughter being a gate a little bit more to you. And then I'll show you more. I'm glad I found this. Because I found James Koala. Again, if you want to understand spiritual warfare, I'm going to tell you why James Koala is probably one of the best people you can study. Because James Koala comes from being in a very high level place in witchcraft. And out of all the people who come out and be like, oh, I was a witch and now I'm a Christian, doing the great conversion where there's a lot of fake people converting, pretending to be Christians that are on assignment from Satan, James Koala ain't one of them. I'm sorry. The dude ain't one of them. But you get to know this because you spend time studying what they're teaching. And then you can go and verify this for yourself by watching maybe 6 months of James Koala videos so you can understand it, or you can take my word for it. Don't matter to me. You decide what you want to do. You handle it however you want to. But let's let James Koala explain this.
There is that daughter that is a gate of contention in the bloodline. Do you want me to preach? Will you leave this place? There is, in every family, there is a daughter who is the gate in the bloodline. And Satan always targets that daughter. David had many daughters, but the gate was Tamar, who was raped by a brother. I wish I'm talking to somebody. In the family of Jacob, he may have had daughters, but the strategic daughter was Dinah. Oh my God, someone need to pick this. They were sons and daughters, but the one who was the gate of the bloodline is the one mentioned in the Bible. And it is the one seated in this place. Is the one on which the battles of the bloodlines are fought. The sons are there. They have the scepter. But the gate into the bloodline is this daughter who the enemy has violated. Maradebosha. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? The spirit of the city, the spirit of the land has illegally entered the bloodline through the daughter who is a gate. What happened to Tamar, the daughter of David? We don't know later what happened. It's as if something, she's destroyed. What happens to Dinah? We don't know what happens. the sons, Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her. He seized her and lay with her and humiliated her. Are you hearing me? The prince, I was the prince of the land. Oh my. The prince of the land saw her, seized her, not loved her, seized her, and humiliated her. And his soul was knit to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. He loved her. He loved the young man and spoke tenderly to her. So Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, "Get me this girl for my wife." Now Jacob heard that he had defiled his daughter Dinah, but his sons were with his livestock in the field. So Jacob held his peace until they came. And Hamor and the father went out to Jacob to speak with him. We know the story down the road. But what I'm going to tell you that he's supposed to go and finish business in the father's house, but he decides to settle in the land where he's not supposed to settle. He buys the land there. Am I talking to you? He buys land. He gets dual citizenship. He becomes a citizen of the land. And the people of the land defile the daughter, and then they are asking for intermarriage. And they say, "Let us take their daughters as our wives. Let us give them our daughters." Are you hearing that? Are you hearing that? So they are trying to enter the bloodline, but they have used a daughter. Hello? I don't know how they've entered your bloodline because of the unfinished business in the father's house. And after that, the sons of Jacob go and kill the men. Now they shed blood. Now they shed blood. They kill the men of the city after they had made a covenant with them. And Jacob is so scared. So he has to obey what God wanted him to do. Many of you have settled in cities you were not supposed to settle, and your daughters have suffered the sin of the prince of that city.
I'm gonna stop it right there and do some explaining on what he's talking about. When he says, many of you have settled in cities that you're not supposed to be in, and your daughters have suffered the sin of that city. We've already talked about spirit cities and what city you reside in. He's talking about spirit cities. That's what he's talking about. This is why we went through these different things. And for those of you who are new, hopefully you'll hit the like button. I'll show you some of those spirit cities. Give me a second. Now, for those who've been with me for a while, you've learned about these different spirit cities and systems. And you may be saying to yourself, James, this don't make no sense because it's not adding up what you're saying. I understand it's not adding up, so I'm going to make it add up for you. You're saying, James, well, how does the father being in a certain spiritual city open up the daughters to the molestation and the targeting of these different people? how does that apply to Islam that's going into France? How does that apply to Islam or Indians, who the same Indian people who practice Sharia law, and you know Indians are notorious rapists anyway. How does all that apply to the people that are coming to America? That is a phenomenal question. I am so glad that your mind was sharp enough to actually come up with that question. If you came up with that question, you should give yourself a hand clap because it is the right question. And I'll show you how. In the story that James Kowal is explaining to you, he's talking about Jacob going into a city and settling into a land that he should not be in. But what we're dealing with in America is us importing these spiritual cities into our land. So therefore, that environment becomes that spiritual city. So Minnesota is now freaking Somalia. Places in northern Texas are now Afghanistan. So when your daughter's gates are attacked, it's because you brought them to you. You brought these spiritual cities to where you live. Sodom, Gomorrah, Hebron, Bashan, Moab, Babylon, Nineveh, Samaria. And when we really get into it, when we really look at the Babylonian, Assyrian, and Islamic spiritual systems, which tend to be mixed, because of many of the Assyrian lands ended up being where where Islam rose. Then you start to look at their power bases, and I've broken this all down over and over and over. Hopefully, you'll hit the like button for me breaking this down to you guys prior to we getting to this point and just bringing it to you like I'm supposed to. But if you take a look at the spiritual system, the system of the Assyrians, fear, domination, warfare, terror, siege, will was their target, safety was their target. That's what the Assyrians targeted, your will and your safety. How did they do it? Through terror and siege. What was their power base? Fear, domination, and warfare. Now, we can get down to the bottom what God's judgment was against them, but even if you read the God's judgment against these people, you see these judgments being rendered on them now, here in America. Don't believe me? Because I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't believe me, just watch. Watch this, watch this. What is currently happening to the Somalians right now? What's happening to them? There's judgment that went out against the Somalians. You're seeing it in the news. What you're seeing is the system push back against that judgment. But you saw the exposure of everything that happened. You know how judgments work, right? No, you may not understand how judgments work. So let me explain to you how the judgments work. If you go back and you go study the story of King David, one of my favorite kings, Bathsheba, and one of his mighty men, the Hittite. He lays up there, gets the dude murdered. Bing, bing, gets whacked. Sleeps with the dude, old lady. Get the old lady pregnant. Baby come out and die. Then Nathan comes to him and he say, yo, David, I got to talk to you, homie. The Lord is pissed off with you, thus said the Lord. Because you've done this thing in secret, which was not in secret, here's the judgment against you. Such and such will sleep with your wives. This will people will know. And so what ended up happening was there was this exposure and this weakening of David's throne. So what do judgments look like? It's exposure of secret things, and then it's a weakening of the throne. And so what you're seeing with the Somalians is the exposure of what's going on. Now you're seeing the weakening of the Somalian throne. And I explained to you guys, ladies and gentlemen, that those Somalians were of the water kingdom, marine kingdom, and they came right off that water. And it's mighty funny that they settled in the land of 10,000 lakes. Oh, man, James, you crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to tell you, it's right there in front of your face. Base in your face. Ooh. Matter of fact, I'm going to start doing Tony Yayo like this until people hit the like button so I can get my views. Every day, I'm just going to come up here and do the Tony Yayo. Do you know what this is? Yep. Tony Yayo, I'm doing your thing from now on. Everybody don't know the reason why Tony Yayo was doing that was because he was fleeing the law back in the day, and he was in Europe, and he was doing this to hide his face. But the point I'm making is this. You see, when you import them people in, you're importing that behavior pattern. And that spiritual pattern is what you brought in. That's why you see in London, there's this increase in rapes everywhere. That's why in America, there's an increase in rapes and murders of women all over the place. Increase in serial killers and serial rapists, especially in Washington. Yeah. If you go really look at the news, they finding all kind of bodies. Black women bodies, white women bodies, they fat, they skinny. Find them in the woods decayed. It's because Joe Biden and the Democrats imported in spiritual cities when they brought in the people. A whole damn spiritual nation they brought in here. And the attack is on the gate. The daughters. That's why the dude on the first video was talking to the 12-year-old. But YouTube might have a problem with me saying this. Because y'all got a problem with truth, bruh. Y'all don't have no problem with lies, but y'all got a damn problem with truth. And that's why God gonna end up judging you, because you got a problem with truth. And I want you to know, if you're one of the people, the person that's been assigned to my account to be looking at all my transcripts while you read my transcripts, read this and understand that because you in there messing with stuff, there's gonna be a judgment come against you. You. For what you're doing. Not just to me, but to a lot of people that are trying to get the truth out to people who need the truth. You gonna get a judgment. And you know the worst part about it, ladies and gentlemen, I don't tell y'all this kind of stuff. But you see, I said this on the show with Alex. You see, you get these flashes like, and so when I get the flash, it's a damn Indian. It's a damn Indian. Not even in this country. What? Making a decision on the path of America. Making a decision on the social media of America. Listen. Let me keep going. If people hit the like button, I could break through them and destroy them, but you got to hit the like button. Are you with me right now? Are you with me? Are you with me? Tell me if I'm getting through to you. Woo! Are you with me? Are you with me? Tell me if my message getting through to you. Is it getting through to you? Or did I lose you? Did I lose you? Because if I lost you thus far, I'm definitely about to lose you right now. Here we go. Next thing you need to understand. Now, if the womb is a gate, and the way to attack a bloodline is to infuse and capture that gate, what happens when the womb is replaced? What happens when the womb is replaced? And I'm not talking about the transgender womb replacement. Well, I've had a uterus put inside of me, and now I can have a baby. I'm going to have a men can have children. Not that crazy stuff. What happens when the actual womb is replaced? What does that do to the bloodline? Is it a real bloodline? Or is it a new bloodline? I'm just posing a question for you. What does it mean? What does it mean? Are you with me?
Once confined to the dark visions of science fiction is now becoming a stark reality. Scientists in China have unveiled a concept that could forever change the meaning of life, of parenthood, and what it is to be a human. A new arms race is underway, not for military might, but for the very procedure of creation. Our next report telling you more.
Imagine a world where the act of pregnancy is no longer a human experience but a technological one. A world where babies are grown in a sterile, artificial womb inside a machine. Something depicted in sci-fi cult movie The Matrix, it's the audacious new reality being pursued by Chinese scientists. They are developing what they claim is the world's first pregnancy robot, a humanoid surrogate capable of carrying a baby to term and giving birth. This machine, they say, will be equipped with a cutting-edge artificial womb that receives nutrients through a complex network of hoses and tubes. The humanoid, priced at around $1,400, being reportedly developed by Kaiwa Technology, a Guangzhou-based tech company. But with every breakthrough comes a burning question. Just because we can, should we? For centuries, pregnancy has been the most human of experiences. Replacing it with machines sparks fierce ethical debate. What does it mean for the sanctity of motherhood and the human bond between parent and child? There is also the question about who will control these artificial wombs. Will babies become products designed, engineered, manufactured? Critics warn of a slippery slope where life itself is commodified. Will the rich buy robo-surrogates while others grapple with infertility or medical risks? The implications are enormous, and the world is watching closely. Bureau Report, Vion World is One.
Damn it, I'm playing around too much now. I got to do some editing. You play around too much, you got to do that editing, boy. That's what happens when you play around too much. So what happens when the gate, the womb, which is a gate, what happens when the gate is completely taken over? Why do you completely take over the gate? Ladies and gentlemen, that's the question I posed to you. I'd like you to answer that in the comments section. If you see fit. If it's not too much trouble for you to hit the like button and say something at the same time, it's not too much trouble. I would like you to do that. I give you what I believe it is. You see, to get to this next phase, the powers that be, the kingdom of darkness, they playing everybody, including those dudes that's running over like, "Hello, Akbar, I'm going to rape your women and kill your women with my curvy sword." They going to kill y'all too. They going to kill y'all too. In fact, they already killed many of y'all. Many of you are already dying. You'll be like, "I don't eat this food because it's halal. I don't do this because it's halal." They already killed you when they tried to kill us. That's the truth of the matter. But going even further, the next truth is they're redefining what it means to be human. Because the wicked people understand these concepts of the womb being the gate. Every concept that I've talked about, they are well aware of this. We are the people who are not aware of these things. The different kingdoms, oh, they know about those kingdoms. They're members of the marine kingdom. They're members of the fire kingdom. They're members of those who soar through the sky in the night. They fly around. Oh, man, what you talking about, man? Everybody fly around at night. Okay. Okay. They understand these things. They truly do. It's why you get products that come from those kingdoms. It's why you get makeups that come from the marine kingdom. It's why you get pantyhose that come. It's why you get trends that come from these various different spiritual kingdoms that transform from one dimension and realm into the next. They understand these things. But you see, they're at the point now where they don't want to be bothered with us. Because at the end of the day, as long as the spirit of God is in an individual, there's an opportunity for God to work through them. There's an opportunity for a bloodline to be redeemed as long as that bloodline comes from man. But what happens when they started making artificial babies? Test tube babies? You test tube baby. Like Robin Williams. You test tube baby. Because that's what that was. Test tube baby. That's an abomination. That's a designer baby. That's an abomination. And for the record, them abominations are already walking on this earth right now. Been walking on the earth. I'll go even further. Many of them people that's on the news, when it came out, you see them on the news, I mean, they asked some of them abominations. Well, man, how you got any evidence or proof of this? That's what happens when you are actually a researcher and you do some research. If you go back and listen, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I did this long 7-hour story that I produced that talked about what was going on in underground bases in China and how they were already making artificial human beings and how they were making giant human beings. The kind of stuff that David was dealing with in underground bases. And the whole time they were doing this, they were making vessels of spirits. Because in this realm, only way a spirit functions in this realm is if it has a body. That's why when God made man and he made a body and breathed life into that body, everything knew at that point in time, if I want to have any dominion on this earth, then I need a body. So the entities that want to have dominion need a body, so now they're making bodies. And they have been making bodies for a very long time. At least, 6 years that I know about. It's probably 30 years. But long enough of a time period for you to be talking to people who ain't human. Long enough of a time period for you to be ran into people who are not human. They look human, but they ain't human. Are you with me? Are you with me? Tell me, is my message getting through to you? Are you with me? Are you with me? Tell me if my message getting through to you. Woo! It ain't getting through to you. It ain't getting through to you. Hold on. Let's see if I can get the message through to you.
Two beautiful little Chinese girls.
This is the doctor who changed the future of the human race and let the world know on YouTube. He Jiankuai stunned the scientific community with the claim he pushed the boundary no one else had.
A line has been crossed that should not have been crossed.
It's very disturbing. It's inappropriate.
Oh, this is huge.
He says he genetically edited human embryos, not just for research but for implantation, leading to the world's first births of genetically altered humans, baby girls born in China from embryos designed to be resistant to HIV.
For this specific case, I feel proud, actually.
The tool used by He, called CRISPR, is found in labs around the world.
It gives us the precise way of cutting the gene or putting a new piece of gene in.
It's often used by researchers trying to treat incurable diseases.
The method itself is very easy. You can use it, everybody can use it now.
Leaders in the field of gene editing have collectively agreed it's too early to implant edited embryos in humans because of the risks, the unknowns, and the ethical questions about altering humankind.
We're at a hinge of human history.
William Hurlbut is a leading American bioethicist who teaches at Stanford University. In the months before the news broke, Dr. He consulted with him.
Every time we met together, we would talk about the seriousness of the issues and in a sort of stepwise way what you had to do to make sure that it was done right. But when I heard that there were live-born children from it, I thought, oh my gosh, he just jumped ahead.
Hurlbut knew nothing of the plans to implant edited human embryos. Dr. He studied at Stanford as a postdoctoral fellow where he worked with leading researchers. Hurlbut describes him as smart but perhaps too trusting of his own wisdom.
He's young, he's inexperienced, and he's from a small rural community in China.
He's research has been shut down by Chinese authorities. It's also raised questions about whether there will be a rash of new regulations to stymie scientific development, or if scientists can regulate themselves.
We all want to be first, right? I mean, this is where you really feel that you're making a huge difference and you're getting recognition. But I think in this particular case, the outcry from the community is so huge that I think it will slow things down.
He's work has already stoked fears about the future, what it could look like, how soon it could come, whether it includes designer babies, and if a tool found in labs around the world could one day make them. Alexandra Field, CNN, Hong Kong.
Are you feeling me now? Are you with me? Are you with me? Tell me if my message getting through to you. Woo! It's getting through to you, damn it. No, it still ain't got through to you. Still ain't got through to you. But let me break it down for you like this. Let me take it back to the spiritual aspect of what you just go back to the spiritual aspect of it. They got Babylonians, they got Assyrians, they got the people of Nod, which were the people that was building the tower that would get up to God. It was like going to build the Tower of Babel. Their leader was a dude named Nimrod. That was the first real high technology society there was in the Bible. And they was on some other stuff. I've had this conversation with people. They be like, man, what do you mean they on some other stuff? They was using bricks and straw. Okay, that's cool. You did fine. They were using bricks and straw. You see, when you're dealing with Nimrod and that system of Nimrod, you're dealing with people who are going for advanced knowledge and advanced technology. And so now what we face as in humanity is disclosure as to what has happened, not what's going to happen. How do I know this was disclosure to what has happened? Look how long ago this video was. Right around the time period when I was talking about it, about 5-7 years ago, when they had the giant explosion in China underground, where Russia went in there and America went in there, and I'm gonna stop talking about it before I get a bullet in my head. Right around that time. Don't believe me? They got a story on my channel called Operation Black Sun, The Lion Men of Judah. Those two stories. Look them up. Listen to them. You'll go through what everybody else went through. This is too good. This got to be made up. But just trust me, listen to them. They should still be there. I don't think I took them down. Some of the stuff I took down because I don't want the other community to just stealing it because they have no brain to come up with anything, and they damn sure don't do no research. But you can listen to them and you understand what I'm saying to you. Now watch this. So here we are. 7 years ago they disclosed this. 7 years later they disclosed they got artificial wombs. The CRISPR gene editor has been around prior to 7 years ago. So you know they got non-human humans walking around. People have encountered these non-human humans walking around. It's been all over the news where people, not news, but the social media feeds where people have encountered non-human humans. All these freaking incidents where people see someone in a ballroom and something crazy happened and this. But it's all about the gate. That's what it all boils down to. Who controls the gate, ladies? That's why you guys are so important. That's why everything is targeting you. That's why I say the liberal white woman, the liberal black woman are the greatest danger to the world. Because those are gates that have been taken over. Gates that have been conquered. Conquered. And you see it. Running around in the streets talking about you white, and you run around talking about free Palestine. Free Palestine. You ain't never been your ass to Palestine. Free Palestine. Or you following behind a bunch of black witches and sorcerers talking about Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. And then them heifers steal all the money. And then you're so prideful, you won't say, man, I should have never been following them. You won't come out and be like, oh, I don't support them. Why are you ladies as the gates targeted? Why did the serpent target the gate? If you understand she's a gate, she was the one targeted. Because everybody understands that you are the gate. Hopefully now you understand that you're the gate. So you will defend the gate. This gate and that gate down there, keep it closed. This gate up here, keep it closed. Defend yourself. And for God's sake, do not support hordes of migrants that want to traumatize and invade your family gate. For the love of God, don't do that. But part of me doesn't blame them because nobody explained this kind of stuff to them. I know their mom and daddy didn't sit down and say, daughter, come here. You my daughter. I want you to understand you the gate of my bloodline. And even these little men that you run around here and you lay with, you letting them into this bloodline. And we don't just let anybody into this bloodline. We don't just join this bloodline with anyone. Nobody explained that. So you run around OnlyFans, which I don't understand how OnlyFans is still up. That nothing but digital pimping, but whatever. Run around doing whatever the hell you want to do. Turning over the gate of your family to demons. There was a couple of videos ago I showed you this girl who was in Dearborn, white girl, had converted to Muslim, had the whole Muslim thing on her face, you know, the whole beekeeper suit. And she was like, my grandfather was the one who founded this town, and my great-grandfather did this, and my great-great-grandfather. And I said, this trick right here, if her grandparents could see her, to be turning around, turning over in the grave, taking stones and throwing them at her. Somebody conquered the gate of that family. And now when the children come out of that gate, they're going to be Muslims. If they can't convert you to being a Muslim, they just going to break the gate and traumatize the gate. It ain't just Muslims. It's the globalists as well. What are you talking about, James? Why you this? Well, what's up with the fertility rates around the world? That was an attack on the gate. Well, I don't understand why they would attack the gate. Because they got their own gates now. They don't need your gate. You too much trouble. Too much trouble. They're sitting in their castles. I'm so tired of dealing with these peasants. Well, sire, we need the women to procreate. We must come up with another solution to where we won't have so many peasants on this planet. Well, we're going to need a workforce, sire, so let's create our own artificial workforce, and we will kill all of them. Sir, that's sire, that is preposterous. That is mass murder. Do I look like I care about mass murder? Do I look like I care about these peasants, these plebs? Murder them all. Bring forth the genetically modified children. I want them with one brown eye and one blue eye. And also, while you're there, bring forth me a son that can be president. Bring forth me a son that can be the governor of California, that talks weird like this and does stuff like that and has slick back hair. And we will infuse him with a demon unlike any demon you've ever seen. And we shall call him New Son. Gavin New Son. Then the fires break out, and he's like, yeah, everything's on fire. Him and Karen Bass with that demonic smile. Everything is burning. I've seen the destruction. I've seen the horror. Oh, have you seen the destruction? I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I see what I got to say to you. What you got to say to me? Huh? What you gonna tell me? Because I'm done saying what I got to say to you. I'm done. I'm gonna see you on the next video, dog. Hit the like button, man.